Hi, welcome to Syndy's Kitchen. Today we're going to be talking about tarts. Tarts are so versatile. You can have sweet ones like my favorite blueberry lemon, pumpkin mincemeat, but today we're going to be talking about savory. I have some things prepared already, some bacon, cheese, and some vegetables here. We're going to make Phyllo tarts. So I've got this Phyllo dough from Walmart. It comes frozen. You have to thaw it in the refrigerator overnight, but you can't open the package until you're just about ready to use it. And today we're going to be using the Phyllo pastry dough to make tart shells and put them into these normal 12 cupcake pans. Unroll your Phyllo dough. It's quite fragile, but honestly, it's so much fun and easy to work with. You'll think, why haven't I done this before? You can use the regular tender flake frozen tart shells if you want to, but I love this crispy look. So with your clean hands, open up your dough and find the first layer, and it'll be very fragile. Pick it up, move it over to your wax paper and paint it with your melted butter. So after you've got your butter nice and melted, lightly paint each Phyllo layer with your melted butter. It seems like a lot of butter, but it really won't be. This is like such a fun activity to do with your kids or grandkids. It's like painting, except with butter. Now go get your second layer, and we're gonna do this over and over until you have 8 layers in total. And it doesn't matter if they're messy. Honestly, I just ripped off a little corner and nobody will mind. That's why it's a great activity to do with kids. The reason I like tarts is because they're just so versatile and amazing, and you can put anything you want together with them. If you've got vegetarians in your family, you can just do veggies. Caramelized butternut squash is fantastic in tarts. You can add fresh herbs or dried herbs, anything at all. You can make it individual for each person in your family. And I think that this is going to be the future of snacks and treats. During the pandemic, you just don't want to serve the kind of treats you used to. My favorite treats for family, friends on the deck, book club, used to be communal kinds of treats. You know, veggies and dip, bean dip and scoops, chips and salsa. That's long, long gone. Nobody's going to want communal snacks anymore where hands have been in it. High touch ones. Tarts is the answer. You can have individual tarts on a platter that people can pick up and eat just with their hands quickly. You can pack them in lunches. You can have them for a quick breakfast before you head out the door. It'll be fantastic. I think that's the future of snacks. It's going to be things like cucumber wheels, grilled baguette slices, something you can put something on or in that will be tasty, satisfying, but not high touch. You can't refreeze your Phyllo dough, but you can re-roll it up, put it back in the plastic and pop it in the fridge to use for other things. It dries out so fast though, so really make sure you've got it sealed up tight before you pop it back into the fridge. Pizza cutter or sharp knife, and just roll it up. You can eyeball it, nobody cares. This is really rustic. And that's why it doesn't matter if you ripped some of the Phyllo pieces or if they're not exactly square on. And you can tell right now that's not very neat and tidy. I want 24 of these pieces. One tip before you prepare your tarts, make sure you spray your pan really well. There's nothing worse than eggy bits sticking in your muffin pan. Never come out. So these are adorable when they're done. Take one piece, lay it this way in your muffin tin. The second piece, lay it that way. There you go. That's it. Now, because the pizzas are all different sizes, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just try to make them in an X so that they make a little nest for your upcoming egg mixture that's going to go in and make them beautiful rustic tarts. So here are the tart layers tucked in. You can see some of them are poking out more than others, but that's okay. After you put the filling in, we're gonna tuck those down a little bit more, brush some melted butter on them so it'll be nice and crispy and won't burn. So, fillings. This is the part where you can individualize for your family. Some people don't like meat. They don't have to have the bacon ones. Some people don't like mushrooms. Don't have the mushroom ones. These mushrooms are just lightly braised in some butter and olive oil, but they're fantastic if you braise them in a red wine reduction. It gives that extra kick flavor. You can add lots of different vegetables. This is wilted spinach, but you can put in anything green or orange or anything at all that your family loves to have. The egg and cream mixture we're going to make in a bit makes these tarts so versatile, much like a little quiche. Now, cheese is always a great thing. If you've got lactose intolerant people, no worries. You don't have to add the cheeses. My favorite cheeses are smoked Gouda, which is fantastic with mushrooms. And I also like old cheddar, which is fantastic with bacon. Or you can use it with some ground beef and a little chili or taco seasoning, and then you'll have like cheeseburger tarts. So there's my fillings for today is going to be bacon, mushrooms, spinach, and cheeses. Our next step to finish the filling is the egg and cream mixture. I'm using 10%, but you can use 18% if you like thicker, or use whole milk, 3%, whatever you like. So my tip is start with a measuring cup. Easier to pour into the muffin tins once you've got it all together. Like it eggier, throw another egg in. Some people don't like too much yolk, just put another egg white in until it's nice and creamy, about that color. Some people like to add salt. Looks good. Now just pour in to the tarts. Try not to have too much filling so that it overflows in the oven. That's the worst. Last thing to add is the spices. You can add whatever you like, it's totally up to you. Probably don't have too many fresh herbs when it's 40 below in February. I did freeze some rosemary, so I do have a little bit of that to add. And honestly, the herbs that you add will kind of tell you what's in that particular tart. Add some rosemary there. You can add some spinach and herb mix if you like with your spinach ones. There's some oregano, basil mixture here, which is really nice with the cheeseburgery bacon ones. Or if your son loves hot sauce like mine, you can add some red pepper flakes. Preheat your oven to 350. They're going to need about 12 to 15 minutes depending on how much egg is in each one. And the last thing I like to do is if there's any of the phyllo dough sticking up a little bit, just give it a little brush with your last of your melted butter. You can maybe tuck it under a little to make it stay in there, make a kind of dam for the filling, or just brush the edges so they don't burn too much while waiting for the filling to cook. So here we go, into the oven. Check your tarts after 12 minutes to see if any of them are burning around the edges, then you can remove those ones. It should be 12 to 15. So let's see what they look like coming out of the oven. Ooh, lovely brown crust, puffy filling. They really freeze well too. You can pop them out of the freezer and nuke them for a few seconds for breakfast. Thanks for coming to Syndy's Kitchen.